Today is Friday, and I've been using the phone since Monday, and I've been looking at my YouTube analytics, and I've realized that at least 61% of you guys that watch these type of videos are not subscribed to the channel. Bruh. Imagine if all of you would just hit subscribe, would probably be at 1 million right now. If you guys can just do me a solid, please. Welcome to our new office. I don't know if you guys have seen 2 videos ago, we actually built this entire thing. It's looking pretty freaking neat. I absolutely love this space. Today is the day I get to change to this phone, which I have to reset because I got it already preset, which is kind of weird. So I'm gonna reset this and change from the Reno 14, which is the phone I've been rocking for the past week or so. I'm at 14%. I should probably charge that. But yeah, we're gonna give this a try. Coming from the S25 Ultra, obviously, because that's my main phone. And I will keep you guys updated as the week goes.
So that day we switched again to a new phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 7, in this beautiful blue shadow color with this new redesigned camera system. Off the bat, okay, on my hands, it feels slim. Yes, the unfolded thickness from 12.1 millimeters to 8.9 millimeters is hugely noticeable. The hinge was cleaned up even more. The buttons do feel the same with the same side power button, fingerprint sensor. We got the same radius and band support as the Fold 6. Speakers at the top and at the bottom next to the USB-C port, which is incredibly thin. Like, it's so freaking thin, and unfolding it feels just as sturdy, but holy is this thing slim. They went from 5.6 millimeters to 4.2 millimeters, which is wild. The whole thing weighs 24 grams less than the Fold 6, which is 3 grams lighter than the S25 Ultra, coming in at 218 grams. And at that weight, we get Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2, but no S Pen support, which sucks, likely due to the thinner design.
Right, I gotta charge it. Well, the good thing is that I'm going to start my journey with a full charge on this phone. It's Monday today, it's 10 a.m. So what I'm gonna do is that, well, I have to take my Reno 14 and use the SMS backup app to back up all my call logs and my messages so I can transfer them to this phone, and then take the S25 Ultra and transfer literally every single thing onto the Fold. Like that, I can have all the settings from One UI 7 and all the apps I've downloaded, including Home Up and whatever. I hope that works properly. Anyways, I guess we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely give you guys some feedback on that.
Off the rip here, I think the biggest complaint up to now has been the 4400 milliamp hour battery. I did charge the phone with a 65 watt brick, but don't expect this to charge any faster because it caps at 25 watts. The only reason some say that the Fold 7 is a lot more efficient on battery life is because of the new software and the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, which I will test properly because at the end of the day, all that information is meaningless without properly testing things. By 10:19 a.m., we were at 7%.
While the full charges, we're gonna go home because, well, I forgot the S25 Ultra at home and I need the phone to do the proper transfer. But while I'm gone, what we're gonna do is that we are going to time the amount of time it takes us to go home, come back, see how long it takes for that phone to charge. It's currently 10:28. I think it was at 18% when I left. So we'll time it ourselves. When we come back, we'll check the battery life.
If you guys enjoy our videos, please consider subscribing. I love reviewing phones and I always carry a phone at the time to properly assess them. Up to now though, I will be completely honest, as a whole, the S25 Ultra is my favorite phone.
I don't know about you guys, but I genuinely feel like this is the best phone in the world. I know, take that with a grain of salt, but it's just so good. I am really excited to see how this is gonna compare to the new Fold. We'll see. I guess for now, let's go check the battery life of the Fold. Let's do that. Let's see. It's currently 11 and it's at 75%. not bad.
In 40 minutes, you can expect a battery charge from 0 to 75%. And it's not bad considering they decided to prioritize slimness over a large battery size. Although the Honor Magic V5 is a 4.1mm thick phone unfolded and has a battery capacity of 6100 mAh, which is insane. Anyways, look, you can expect a full charge within a bit less than an hour and a half. With this, I had a full battery to start setting up things, and all I wanted was to be able to transfer my exact S25 Ultra setup in here. I gave the phone a really good clean, got rid of all the fingerprints so we could see if there were any actual scratches up to now, and I started transferring and setting up the fold with the help of the S25 Ultra. 3 things I got out of all that. This needs a case because the camera lens protrudes so much that on a flat surface, the phone just sits super awkwardly. Also, make sure you get a fold with at least 512 gigabytes of storage or else you'll suffer. And the fingerprint sensor on this thing is unbelievably fast. Just make sure you set it up properly. Don't treat this like the on-screen biometric system. Follow the guide as it will make fingerprint scanning insanely fast. Anyways, all this to realize I improperly set up my phone. I only transferred contacts, messages, and call logs, so yeah, I had to restart.
So I retransferred everything because I picked the wrong option. This is when the phone usually starts to get really hot. Right now it's honestly not bad at all. It is quite a bit hot, but not bad at all. Actually, let's see, 34 degrees. Really not that hot. According to the S25 Ultra, this might just take quite a bit of time. Okay, this is gonna take 42 minutes, so I'm gonna let it sit like this, and hopefully it takes less than 42 minutes so I can actually start using this phone and putting my SIM card in.
A few moments later.
Okay, finally, transfer's done. I do need to back up my WhatsApp chat, so I'm really trying to get this set up because I have to go pick up a package at home, a big package for the house. And I need to make sure that I'm there once it arrives. But I need a phone. I need a phone.
I stumble and I can't get up, fall into the song.
So, the good news is that most things transferred well except for a few little things like keyboard settings, and well, I needed to enable developer options again to set my animation speeds to 0.5x. But my home up apps transferred so well, and I also still had my shortcuts enabled. All this also included sound assistant. So, I mean, yeah, this was the phone that I was going to be rocking for the rest of the week. Whether it's getting phone calls, using it for my voiceovers, which, by the way, Notion on this phone works elegantly. Not sure if that's a word, but it works really well.
Bought this WeatherTech phone holder, and the phone is so slim that it just absolutely fits in here. I just gotta tweak it to make it a bit more secure. And since, well, this is my new phone, I essentially need to reconnect it to Android Auto. So I gotta do that, or else I can't freaking drive properly, which I know is a crazy thing to say, but I just find that without Android Auto, things suck. We'll say, guys, okay, the one really annoying thing about switching phones often is that I have to re-log in into all my accounts, make sure everything works, and just make sure that I have access to everything. That is the only one annoying thing. Other than that, I love trying new phones. It's great. Anyhow, I don't know if you guys have been watching the house makeover episodes, but I am going to be going to go see one of the vanities we got by the mail. And see how the house is doing.
Quick little tip I realized, I heavily recommend you set up more than a single fingerprint. Your thumb and index finger works well on the right, and on the left I thought the index finger would be good, but the middle finger makes more sense when you hold it. Anyways, biometrics on this thing are blazing fast. The rest of the evening I spent it getting our new vanity. I couldn't transport it all because it won't fit in the car, but I transported part of it. I also had to text my ceramic guy to let him know which tiles were going where, so I took a picture and sent him an example of what I had done with the boxes. I eventually got home, put my phone down and my cat was wondering why it was moving so much. I watched some YouTube while brushing my teeth, with the phone being at 30% at around 7 p.m. I also took the time to reconfigure my phone to my G14. The ROG G14 is my main laptop for the most part, as I am reviewing it for the next 6 months. I made sure to install local send and configure that properly within my Fold, and I made sure to install KDE Connect on my laptop, which is an app I found about a week ago that lets you use your devices all together in order to use a universal clipboard to copy and paste things across your laptop, phones, tablets, and so on. I very much recommend it. Honestly, for a first day, I was really happy with this phone. I did try filming some vlog throughout the evening when I went to the groceries to get some food. Still not as sharp as the Vivo X200 Pro, but it's still pretty good. Cooking that evening also allowed me to spend a bit more time with the camera. I took some shots for the first time, really, with different megapixels, because this goes all the way to 200 megapixels. And of course, again, this phone, unlike the Fold 6, now delivers log, which is incredibly useful when needed. Oh, and I like that I can prop the Fold up like this to watch content whenever I'm doing something boring. Look, that's pretty much how I spent the rest of my day. I remember that night I took a look at battery life since I had charged the phone. To me, this day didn't seem fair as I spent a lot of the time transferring stuff within my phone with display dim practically off. Anyways, I think I had a battery life of about 8 to 9 hours or so. That was Monday.
Yesterday, I spent like the entire day just editing, like 9 hours straight sitting on a chair just editing for the Croatia video that's coming out soon. And more than anything, I'm starting to use the main screen a lot more. Like yesterday, I was on Instagram talking to my buddy who just got a GT3 RS, which looks beautiful, Miami blue. And I've been really enjoying using the main screen, especially with apps that really work well within that main screen.
Let's talk a little bit about this screen. The upgrade is absolutely gorgeous, more specifically when watching high resolution content. Specs wise, we all know them: 6.5 inches, AMOLED 2X with nice little bezels, 21:9 aspect ratio now with 120 Hz screen refresh rate, but all of this now pushes up to 2600 nits. It is wider, sharper, and it's just, I don't know, it offers more of like a premium smartphone-like experience. It really does match the quality of the main screen, which I feel like it was lacking in that department before. For content consumption, however, I've been finding myself using the cover screen a tiny bit more. Don't get me wrong though, it is absolutely amazing being able to just pull this out, unfold it, and consume content like so. But yeah, I don't know, I'm not a fan of the black bars that much. The glare can be annoying, but that's the nature of OLED, although it's hard to complain because it just looks so good. Minimal bezels with a crease that seems to be the same as the Fold 6, although now we have a slimmer hinge. So I'm glad it's not making that worse.
Anyways, look, as the week goes, I'm definitely going to give you guys some proper feedback on the usability of the screen, the apps, and what sort of apps work really well, because now Instagram and Notion have been absolutely golden. I haven't been using Twitter that much with the main screen. The one thing I really wonder is, can you really replace your laptop for everyday tasks with the Fold? Like, interesting. Now I will let you know that that little dog connects my mouse and my keyboard and the speakers, and now this is connected to the Fold. No way, it works. That is pretty cool. And the keyboard works. That is nice. I guess the final thing to test is to see if the speakers work. Let's see. Mainly because right now I have them connected to an audio interface, so if the audio interface works with the phone, that's crazy.
You've got two options of seats. These are the slightly
no way this works.
thing here for moving backwards and
no
forwards,
way.
like that. overall, I think there is also just a little
That's
bit
crazy.
more.
Why it makes that crazy is because I have an audio interface with a boom arm mic connected to it and the speakers in the back, and that whole little tiny thing connects to the phone with the keyboard, the monitor, the mouse with no problem. That is extremely impressive. Yeah.
Yo, you want anything from Clark's? Like a breakfast sandwich?
No, bro, thank you so much. You're there?
Okay. No, well, I'm almost there. I'm going there to get a coffee.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm literally standing behind my dream exotic car. So I bought my dream exotic car. Look, I told myself I wanted to do this before 30. Thank God I can afford this, and also before I also even have a kid, because having too many cars with a kid, not smart. So I told myself I would enjoy this before having a kid. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. I don't know what's gonna happen. I've been absolutely loving it. I haven't told many people yet. I'm gonna make a video. This video is actually sponsored by IPE. Well, that video, not this video. That video is sponsored by IPE. They send me a full exhaust kit for the car. It's gonna sound insane. I'm literally looking at this car right now, and I can't believe this is mine. I also kept the GT3. I don't know if it's my strut bar.
Bars,
yeah, I think it might be the strut bar.
Might be loose or something.
Yeah, because I keep hearing like kata kata, like sometimes. Well, Samsung's literally becoming like Apple.
I don't think you understand how thin the new Z Fold is.
It's really funny how I'm posting that right now with the Z Fold. You guys should watch it. Maybe I'll put it on screen. Anyways, I gotta post right now for social media.
Honestly, by day 3, I felt like this was some sort of enhancement to my S25 Ultra, minus the S Pen, which really sucks not having. Having now One UI 8, I don't feel like much has changed. Like, just going through my routine, like when I post on TikTok, for example, it still feels just absolutely great. I still have this weird long loading screen on TikTok, like on the S25 Ultra. But I feel like it's just as snappy. The keyboard haptic is great, although the whole experience feels a bit different. I make more spelling mistakes because it's narrower, but it's still very responsive. But just as a whole, it's a very, very familiar use. Honestly, any type of UI manipulation you end up doing really feels sharp and just on point. I think this foldable just definitely delivers in that manner.
Me avisa ver lo que le dice, mami, ¿yo? Man se llama Rafael, ¿yo? So it turns out that they opened up this high-end furniture store close to the house, and we're gonna go check that out because I have to start shopping for furniture. Some things take like a month or two to arrive, so I mean, yeah, I gotta get that done because supposedly the house is supposed to be done in around a month and a half. So, yeah, let's do that.
This is comfortable.
Oh, yeah. How much is this?
Price I don't know.
$9,995. Apparently, Restoration Hardware is a brand from California, and they just came to Quebec. It is crazy expensive. I'm not buying anything here.
Dans tous les devis que je vous envoie, moi, il y aura vraiment le coût.
It's nice. C'est 1995. I don't think this is $700. How much is this? Oh my god, guess the price. $1,750. That's $13,000. Are people really buying these things for their homes? There is nothing cheap here. Nothing. So what do we think?
Well, you already said we're not getting anything.
Would you want to buy anything anyways?
I really like the twist.
No. I think it's smarter if I go to the gym now. It's 250. Let me tell you the battery life. Battery life is at 60%. Pretty freaking good, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna go to the gym now. I usually don't go to the gym at this time, but because we're filming a day with this phone and I'm just assessing it and trying it, I feel like it makes more sense, and then I'll go to the office to edit and work on some other
I'm
stuff.
by no means a gym brat, boys. I'm actually just trying to go at least once a week. I really, till this day, I'm trying to recover from my injury. At the gym, it's when I realized that this phone genuinely just needs a case. You cannot rock it like that. Carrying it around bare bones like this, to be honest, is kind of scary. But hey, with it, I was keeping track of my Whoop data, I was texting in between my workouts, listening to music at all times, like literally at all times, and just scrolling through social media, more specifically Twitter. Twitter is a fun one to be on nowadays. That's pretty much how my gym sessions go, really.
I don't know what to complain about yet. Just yet. I'm not quite sure what to complain about. Battery life is pretty solid. I mean, it's 426. I had a regular-ish day on the phone. I'm at 46%. It's not bad. I'm just gonna stop my Whoop right now. I had a 45-minute leg workout. That's usually how it goes for me. I don't spend too long at the gym, especially because I don't go that often, and I'm trying to recover from this freaking injury I had like a year and a half ago, so I can keep playing football for fun. But yeah, I'm gonna head to the office because I have quite a bit to do.
Look, of course, I think that the absence of a silicon carbon battery in this generation is a real letdown, but I'm not ignoring the fact that they still pulled off something genuinely commendable. The phone seems to deliver in terms of battery life. However, I was hoping for Samsung to work around this. I know we got more hardware and the phone is slimmer, but we genuinely have phones out there like the Honor Magic V5 that are slimmer and still carry one hell of a battery. I just think this was a wasted opportunity for Samsung to really show the world who's boss. Aside from that, this morning I think I charged it till about 98% at around 8 a.m. I do have to say I haven't been on it that much. It's been more of like a regular day for me with it. Of course, I always got Android Auto playing, and then I did all this stuff at the store like taking pictures, and then also at the gym with some music, my Whoop app and whatnot. And up until this point, I genuinely feel like this is a very healthy battery life to be at. The one thing though is that I haven't been abusing the main screen as much as I would want to for a battery test. So it makes me really wonder if I was to rock this phone a lot more with the main screen, how this 4400 milliamp battery would perform.
Literally, as I was walking into the parking lot, my phone died. It was at 10% when I woke up from a yesterday charge from 9 a.m. in the morning. I was on Twitter this morning, and then I was a bit on YouTube. And as I was leaving the house, if I remember well, I was at 3% with Android Auto on. Drove all the way here, and at the light, just as I'm about to enter the parking lot, the phone died. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes to get here. Look, today, Jenna and I are actually going to a wedding suit place because, well, I need to start shopping for my suit for my wedding, which is coming in the next upcoming months. But right now, before Jen gets here, I need to charge my phone. I need to charge my phone because my appointment's at 10:30 and I need to edit some stuff. I really do need to edit. So I'm going to get that done and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Your boy is getting married in a few months. I've thought about filming it and making it a sick vlog, but I don't know yet if I want to do that. Anyways, this is the second time I try some tuxedos. I'm really not in tune with these type of things. Honestly, I'm more of a tech, cars, watches kind of guy. I think fashion is cool, but I seem not to have an eye for it.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of doing white for the ceremony and then black for the reception. Let me know what you guys think. Or should I do like the opposite? Or should I just do black for everything?
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous for this whole wedding situation. Later on, we went to a local pizza place, and it's funny because till this day, your average consumer always wonders what type of phones I'm rocking. Jen and I came here to eat some lunch and also just to relax for a bit before we went to the office to finalize some content. While I'm here, I definitely want to talk a bit about the cameras. I don't know if it's One UI 8 or just the fact that the camera system isn't totally the same, but these past few days, I found myself taking a lot more consistent pictures compared to the S25 Ultra, and it's not just in the way they present themselves with proper highlights, contrast, and sharpness, but in colors too. They are actually very solid, and it's weird because after all, the main sensor delivers similar core imaging performance. Then comes the zoom lens and the ultra wide, so instead of being 50 megapixels and 10 megapixels for the 3x, we get a 10 megapixel telephoto and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Very solid, and both lenses manage weird lighting scenarios quite well. Like if you find yourself being in a dark room with yellow light and blue light, the phone is capable of handling color balance pretty well. The camera app is actually about the same as the S25 Ultra. The only time it changes slightly is when you open up the phone. You'll also have this option where you can view your current shots on the left side of the main screen, but on the cover screen you'll have some settings like flash, megapixels, live mode, and filters, and then right beside on the left there's this selfie mode, which is pretty nice. This allows you to take selfies with the main camera, and all you have to do is literally unfold it and snap your pictures. Of course, because it's the main sensor, they turn out pretty freaking well. Look, overall, okay, I have super simple settings on this phone when it comes to photography. The only thing I just realized within the settings is that Samsung now offers a watermark option, so that's cool. Not sure if this is new with One UI 8, but I don't recall seeing it before. The one thing that truly bothers me about One UI as a whole when it comes to the camera app is that I can't seem to drag the expert raw mode into the bottom of my quick menu because it's technically another app. I would love to be able to have that handy within that bar. Honestly though, up to now with all the assets I've taken, I really like the consistency this hybrid-ish system delivers. Like even photos at 2x are not weird and they never seem foggy like on the S25 Ultra. The camera bump is annoying, but if it means better camera performance, personally I'll take that. Now, when I got to the office that evening, I started to realize how hard it is to unfold this phone, and I know I mentioned on Monday it wasn't, but hear me out.
I think Monday I was mentioning this, but I had said that opening the phone was just as sturdy as the Fold 6. Now, I'm not too sure if that's true, mainly because I find myself struggling to open it. I don't know if the hinge is even more sturdier now, or it's just the fact that I don't have enough material to open the phone, but I've been finding myself just kind of fighting with it, trying to open it all the time, and I think that's due to the fact that the phone is slimmer now, right? So yeah, that's just an observation I've been sort of struggling with in a way.
The great part about the main screen when I'm not on Notion or on Instagram is that I can really enjoy myself using apps like My Files or just multitasking. Now, My Files is not an app I commonly use that much. The main reason is because when it comes to transferring files to a storage PC within the same network, when you copy files, there's a pop-up window that allows you to make the transfer instead of doing it within the same view, which is okay, but I would love to have some sort of history that can allow me to access directories quicker without traversing the entire thing. And as much as I've tried everything, this app just doesn't offer that. It only allows you to maybe add a desired directory from a server into your home screen, which is cool. It makes things accessible, but when it comes to just transferring or copying files, I can't really do all that much with it. It'd be cool to sure drag those copied files and multitask it with another instance of the same app to accomplish the transfer, but it doesn't work like that. With that, I love how One UI 8 finally allows you to divide apps really nicely when in multitasking. You can finally focus on them whenever you need to use one or the other, and that's where this phone really does shine. You can use up to 3 apps on the main screen and have a ton of them floating on top.
Just to show you guys, this is what this phone is meant to be used like. Just a bunch of apps open, take advantage of that screen real estate. You don't have to have this many app opens. I just want to show you that you can just open a bunch of them. But yeah, 2-3 apps open at the same time and just managing them, it is so powerful. This is what Fold really does best.
Compared to the Fold 6, nothing much has changed. I just feel like we are so close when it comes to getting the full package perfect phone. It's really sick having such a crispy experience in a foldable. Also, before I forget, the app I replaced my Files app with is called File Manager Plus. I suggest you try it, it's free, and it allows you to have a history bar that can be accessed super quickly in order for you to cut time traversing directories so you can copy your files in seconds. Before I end my day, there's one little thing I do want to mention. You guys see how the cover screen always displays UI elements including pictures properly, right? Okay, so I've realized that the main screen sometimes doesn't do it in certain apps, like on Kijiji for example. It can stretch out the pictures and it sometimes means you gotta use other ways to get around using these UI elements. It happens on Notion, which I realized, where sometimes the top bar hides underneath the notification bar, or even UI elements stop being responsive on the main screen but work on the cover screen for some reason. This will vary from app to app, but it's important to note that some apps will cause you some issues. And then rocking this without a case. Honestly, it's a big no-no for me at least. The phone slips out of my pockets and just like everywhere, it just slips out of everywhere in general. Up until that point though, I had dropped it only on soft surfaces and nothing was chipped or cracked. From 8 p.m. at 16%, whether I was scrolling through Twitter, answering emails, sending pictures through Instagram to my buddy Matt, by around 9 p.m., I was at 8%. I think the phone does a really good job at keeping battery life when it's low, for now, because battery degradation is definitely a thing.
I haven't played Sims in such a long time, so I'm about to play Sims right now. Anyways, it's currently 9:25 p.m. and the phone's at 6%. I'm gonna check the battery life right now. Check this quickly. I'll take a screenshot so you guys can't see it. I don't know why there's a random percentage charging at 62%, which is kind of odd. Oh man, my phone's really dying. Wait, I went into battery saver mode. Anyways, I charged the phone this morning at 8:30. Took about an hour to charge. So like, let's say 9:30 a.m. I was at 100%. Now I'm at 5% and it's 9:30 p.m. So that's 12 hours. We got screen on time of 5 hours and screen off time was 14 hours and 45 minutes. I feel like I might have just put this on a charging pad by accident or something like that, because I don't understand why I charged it at 62%. Anyways, I was a lot on the camera, a lot on messages, a lot on Chrome, a lot on Instagram, some photos, emails, Twitter, my Whoop, I didn't use it too much today, Kijiji, my files, maps, Android Auto, 29 minutes. I mean, yeah, I'm always on Android Auto when I drive. Not bad. So I think you can expect like 10 to 12 hours of use with a phone like this. So with this 5%, I'm going to be ordering some Uber Eats because I need to eat. And my girl just left me because she's at soccer and it's late and I don't want to leave my little cat alone. And anyways, I'll call it a night for today. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to go see Matt's GT3 RS. That's gonna be fun. I understand you guys that don't rock cases. Like phones nowadays are so damn slippery. I literally just opened the door of my car and I sat down and this thing just literally slid off my pants like butter and it fell onto the concrete floor. Now, well, here's the damage right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is the damage. Yeah. Miren, más que aquí le voy llegando que vengo a buscar una caja que está en el garaje. ¿Oyó? Bueno, aquí estoy. So this is my new IP exhaust for the new car, which includes like valves, headers, mid-pipe, back box, all those things, and it's freaking heavy. And I need to tape it because I had opened it the other day just to make sure that everything was in there. And so yeah, in order to transport it, it needs to be taped. You guys see this? It says IBEF1 inside. $2,600 nets, I believe, if I recall.
every time I have a receipt, I just use Google Drive to scan them. Like that for accounting purposes. I don't have to run around with a bunch of papers and not knowing where my stuff is. You know, just use Google Drive, scan my receipts. It works super freaking well. You know, something of around like this, something like this. There you go. So one of my boys was able to buy his dream car. He's been talking about this non-stop and I'm just so happy for him. We were practically just showing each other our cars. This is what I love about the passion we have for these things in general. It allows you to meet like the coolest people you would have never met if it wasn't for these machines. They allow you to like bond, kick it together and just enjoy like a nice ride. I absolutely love how cars just make me like feel alive. I'm really happy for him. This is his Miami Blue 991.2 GT3 RS, which is one hell of a machine with one hell of a spec. It once used to be a car I really wanted, so I can't believe he has it. Good job, Matt.
Now that Matt is gone, I asked you guys what do you wanted to know about the Z Fold, so I'm just gonna answer some of those questions right now. So, there's one question right here. Would dust accumulate in the hinges as you use the phone outside? I haven't had any dust actually accumulate on the phone as a whole. Maybe a bit towards like the protruded camera lenses. Other than that, the hinges are totally clean. I think the only dust you're gonna see is definitely right here. How is the hinge, the middle crease, as compared to old models? Honestly, to me, coming from the Z Fold 6 that we reviewed last year, it feels like it's the same. It just literally looks the same. It's a good thing because I know this is a smaller and thinner hinge, so I wasn't too sure how that was going to translate on the main screen, but it literally looks the same now that I'm looking at it. Can it last through a day? Yes, it can. 12 hours is the best I've been able to do with medium to high-ish use. You'll get around 10 to 12 hours. Any case options for this phone? I've seen Spigen do some really cool stuff. I haven't seen anything else up to now. Mainly, I haven't been looking for it, but Spigen do some really cool stuff. Fold is really good for productivity, an iPhone for clicking and posting on socials. Will it be possible to use only one phone now? I think Samsung is almost there in terms of social media. It's not quite there. A lot of the stuff has to do with like software and Android and the hardware capabilities and the APIs of the cameras and all that stuff. It's very complicated. All you need to know is that the reason why iPhone is so good at doing what they do with social media is because they have complete control of the camera hardware because they make their own software as well and their own hardware, right? Which makes sense. But Android, there's so many freaking phones on the market that it's quite complicated to have full complete control of the camera app. I would say it's like almost there. I did take some raw pictures right now and I'm gonna be editing them on Lightroom using the phone. And you guys will get to see what type of images you can get out of the Fold 7, the Z Fold 7. And you let me know, those can pretty much be used on social media, you know. Let me do that right now.
The editing experience on Lightroom is absolutely great. The phone is capable of editing images like super smoothly without it getting hot or anything like so. Lag or stutters is not a thing really, well at least not while I was editing a few images, but I do have to say, the S Pen on such occasion would absolutely come in clutch. Raw pictures with this phone though are pretty decent. I'd say like they're just above decent, like good. Not as good as the S25 Ultra though. In some cases they are comparable, but in others not so much. But you can very much get away with posting a few of these within your stories and not a lot of people will bat an eye. It's almost S25 Ultra like, but not 100% there yet.
last battery update for the week, okay? An hour ago I was at 5%. I am now at 1%, and the phone's been connected to the Bluetooth system in the car. I don't have car Apple Play nor Android Auto system in that car, so it's only been Bluetooth. I haven't been using the GPS on it because, well, I was at 5% and the phone was just gonna die if I would have used the GPS. But I'm at 1%. It's not bad. The last few percentages are not bad, but not as good as the S25 Ultra. I feel like the S25 Ultra from 10 to 0% lasts longer, even with all the fuzz I was having with the S25 Ultra in terms of battery life. If you guys watch that video, you guys will understand what I'm talking about. But even at that, it's just not as good. Like, the phone's literally about to die. It's at 1% right now. If I keep like fidgeting with it on Instagram or Twitter, it'll die in the next couple of minutes. But I just wanted to say that I feel like it's not as good as the S25 Ultra in terms of going from 10 to 0%. Anyways, tomorrow I'll close my final overall thoughts with this phone. There you go. I know this video doesn't have a sponsor, but if I was to shout out a brand, Lark, this bottle is absolutely the best. Okay, so final thoughts about this phone. Number one thing I want to get out of the way, the main screen is king for content consumption. Forget about what I said. I've been finding myself just watching so much content during the weekend on the main screen. It is irreplaceable. You cannot take an S25 Ultra and just turn it in landscape mode and just, I don't know, it's just not the same sort of immersive feeling, and I don't know. The main screen just feels absolutely great for content consumption. It is king. Also, I still stand with what I said about opening the phone. It is hard to open the phone because there's not much to grip. So it's kind of annoying, but I feel like a case would correct that pretty easily. And the fact that the lenses also just protrude, the camera system is just so bumpy. It's annoying when putting it down on the table, shakes and stuff. Like, even if I'm doing like stuff like this, it's just not practical. So get a case. Another thing I've realized, that I said that it wasn't true, that I wasn't getting any dust, but I am starting to notice small little particles in between the hinge. You have like small little particles. I often take like my fingernail and try to get those things out, but I can only imagine using this phone after 6 months, what that's gonna look like if you don't take care of it. So there is like dust accumulation like right here within the hinge. Now when the phone is open, like when I have it like this, am I scared of bending this thing because it's so thin? No. The phone does not feel flimsy, okay? It doesn't feel delicate. It doesn't feel like you're gonna break it. I am not scared. Like, I can literally just, give this to my girlfriend. Here, take a look. This is what I'm watching. Like, it doesn't feel, don't be scared, okay? Samsung are not stupid. Like, this thing feels great. It's not going to break on you, okay? Going back to the main screen quickly, I've been finding myself in bed laying down a lot like this, on the pillow, just watching content. Absolutely amazing. This is why I was going back to the content consumption on the main screen type of stuff. It is great. I absolutely love it. You are going to love it. I don't think anyone is not going to love it. It's freaking great. Going into some negatives about this phone, okay? I wrote some things down. The wide and the telephoto lens need some work. They are not bad at all. That's not what I mean. I'm just comparing them to the S25 Ultra, and I know it's sort of not fair, but they're not as good. They're not as sharp. I feel like they're missing a tiny little bit of something of quality of, I don't know. There's something just missing. For log, you can get away with a lot of stuff if you're filming 3x and whatever, zoomed in, optical zoom. And digital zooms and stuff, but they need a little bit of work. The speakers, a lot of people have been saying that the Fold 6 have better speakers. I just want to put that out there, that these speakers are pretty good, but I'm coming from a Reno 14, which is a $500 phone, and those speakers were a tad louder, so I don't know. Take this with a grain of salt, I guess. Glare on screen is not as solid as the S25 Ultra. There's like quite a lot of glare. It's just not as good, especially on the main screen, but I feel like because it's a larger surface, you're gonna see more glare, obviously. But yeah, it could be better. And also the fingerprints, this is fingerprint galore, this screen. The main screen is just so many fingerprints on it and stuff, so yeah, I mean, I guess that's another downside. And then the notch, and now it's like a little black dot on top. It really doesn't bother me as much when doing anything. I guess mainly because my background is black. But even if I'm in apps and stuff, I know I'm using dark mode a lot. It really doesn't bother me that much. It's really not a big deal for me. Bluetooth connectivity, Wi-Fi, reception, networking, all that is super solid. It's been absolutely fine. I was in a big crowd last night because we had a car meet. And there was so many people, and I had no problems using the phone at all. I was able to text people and stuff, and I know some people with iPhones were having a little bit of trouble. Just a little bit. Everything else I've said about the phone, I meant. If you guys have any questions about it, just let me know. I know this is a huge purchase. I will put a shot on screen right now of what the phone looks like after a week in terms of scratches or anything like that. I'm putting it right now. If you guys are taking a look at it, take a look at that right now. Also the screen, this is what it looks like after a week of use. I haven't been taking care of it much because I wanted to show you guys what happens when you you know, when you're flimsy or whatever, or when you're clumsy with a phone or whatever. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these type of videos, because there are a lot of freaking work to make, and I'm thinking of keeping this instead of the S25 Ultra and rocking it for the next 6 months. Let me know down below if you guys think that's a good idea. Love you all. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon.